is time to band at least one or two of the baby Burke parakeets. They are, well, the oldest one is 7 days old, and the other ones are 6 days and 5 days. So maybe just one of them, and I'm going to look at their size, because you can't let their feet get too big or the band won't go on. So I'm going to show you how I put a band on a baby bird. These are the bands that I use. They come on a string with 10 bands, and basically the year is on them is 2025, so there's, it says 25. The year is usually sideways. And then the club that I belong to, ACC, and then there's a letter on them. The letter on these bands is L, and this is the size for my baby Burkes. There is different sizes for each type of species, so you want to make sure you get the right size band, because otherwise it can cause problems. And the color each year changes, so this year they're black. I've never had black before. And so basically they're numbered, and the numbers start at, where are we here? 751. So 751, 52, 53, and so far. So the oldest bird is going to get 751. I put the bands on so I know which bird is which one was, you know, my first bird that hatched, and I can keep track of my birds so I don't mix them up, because sometimes even the Burkes, they all look the same. And that way I can know who's who to track them, and when they go to new homes they can have their band, and if they ever get lost, hopefully they won't, they can be traced back to me and I can contact the owner. So that's why I put the bands on my birds. Alright, so I found the biggest babies. We'll see. If it slips off, I can just try tomorrow. Isn't it cute? There's a little baby. Excuse my nail, I have an injury there. Look at the food in the crop. Mom's been taking care of that. So I just gotta get my band here. 751. Yeah, these two almost look the same. So actually, you know what? Let's just see which one is bigger. Which one do you think is bigger? The one on the right? This one looks bigger, doesn't it? That would be my first baby. look at the one in the box trying to crawl around. All right, hello little baby. Look at you. Look at all that food. Your mommy's taking care of you. All right, so what I normally do is I put the band on the right leg. It's just easier for me. And all my birds are banded on the right leg. He's so cute. Look at his little foot. Let me see his little foot. I do have Vaseline here in case I need it. So what I do is I make sure the numbers are facing downwards, like down toward the ground. So what I do is just gather all those little toes. Like they got short little toes, these little bourkes. I'm going to see if I can get 3 of them in there, but see, the feet are very pliable at this stage. That's why you can't wait. So I put his 3 toes in and basically kind of just slide it up. Yeah, they do move because I'm doing this to them. So let me just see. Nope. It's not going in. Now I'm being very, very gentle. Very, very gentle. All right, there we go. Did the other toe come out, or is it still there? No, the other toe is there, so I'll use my little toothpick here. And this is kind of nerve-wracking for me, actually, you know. So now I got to get that toe out. Oh, I think it came out by itself. No. Sorry, I don't know if you can see it, but I am... Did it come out? Yeah, there's 4 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. So sometimes what happens is the band, it might fall off. So I got to check them in the morning to see if it fell off. Did I get that on upside down? No, I think that's the right way. Yeah. So that's how I put a band on a bird. And they got little small toes. They got short legs. So it's sometimes a little bit difficult to get them on these little guys. Any little bird. So there. So I'm going to try the second bird just to see. If it falls off, then I know that I might have to do it tomorrow. Hello. And the first bird is 7 days old, and these ones are 6 days old. So usually anywhere between 7 to 9 days. I like to do it a little bit earlier because their feet do grow very, very fast. Okay, you got to make sure the toes are really straight. There. So I put it on and I'm just kind of Oh, that went on fast, see? Because he is smaller. And there comes the other toe. Just with the toothpick here. Yeah, there. See, that was quicker. Anyway, here's a little baby. You see your little band. Come here, baby. There we go. It's the next day, and the bands, well, they're all sleeping. I don't want to disturb them, but I have to. So, oh, can you see the little bands? Put him on the little table. The bands stayed on. I'm going to put him back. Alright, so I'm going to band one more just to show you how I do it. He's so cute. He, she, I'm not sure what they are. I don't know if they're males or females. And so I just band the right leg because it's easier for me to do it on the right leg. And just make sure I have that the right side up. I know, little guy. So what I basically do, oh, they struggle. So what I do is bring the three toes together, like the two long ones. You can see there's two toes facing forward and two toes facing backwards. So this one's really long and that one's really short. So I'm going to bring the three toes together and put the band through that. Now the bands, these bands are closed bands. They're not open. They're closed, so they cannot go on adult birds because the toes will be too big and the legs will be too big. So they have to have split bands, sorry. And this is a closed band which can only go on baby birds of certain ages depending on the species. These bourkes are usually 7 to 9 days. Sometimes 10 days, depends on how big they actually grow. Earlier is better. So I'm placing the three toes through the band, and I'm just kind of holding the toes with my finger while sliding the band up over the toes. And now the last toe, which is the back toe, is still there. Let's see, sometimes it can just, no, sometimes it pops out, but what I do is I just use a toothpick, and if it gets stuck, it's kind of hard to grab. You can use Vaseline or mineral oil to grab that toe, and their toes are a little bit flexible now. So there, came right out. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4 little toes. Look how cute they are, they're so small. So these are rosy bourkes. I call them bourkes, but the proper word is bourkes. And look at this. They're rosy because you can see their black eyes, and they all have pink feet. So they're all going to be the same color. Some of them might have yellow in them, like I've had in the past. Once they feather out, we'll be able to tell if they got a little bit of yellow, but they're all going to be pink. Look at this one's a little wild one. So this one is 8 days old. So they start opening their eyes around 6, 7 days old. You getting tired again? And the other two, look at they all are. The other two are just a little bit smaller, so possibly tomorrow I can band them. But look at this. And look how dirty the nest box is already. I just cleaned that 2 days ago. So usually I wait a week, but I think I'm going to change it earlier because there's 5 of them. They're making a mess. I'm probably going to clean that tomorrow. I was going to do it once a week, but I think it needs more cleaning than once a week. I like to keep it super clean. So probably tomorrow I'll give it a clean. Look at this, they're all going to have a nap. You're going to have a nap, and then your mom and dad are going to feed you again. But all their crops are full. All their feet look good. Their eyes look good. Their eyes are opening. 3 of them are banded. And just the other 2 have to be banded tomorrow. And they're going to grow very, very fast. Like within a week, they're going to look like little birds with feathers. Right now, they're all full of fuzz, white fuzz. At this stage, they all just sleep and eat and poop.